Hey everybody, Reese Thomas here of the Reese Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine and the Reese Method coaching programs. And I wanted to talk to you today about something really cool. There's like an energetic shift going on in the world right now in people. That's like a movement. People are starting to make it almost like a spiritual transformation that's going on in how people are operating in their lives, and it's really cool. I just wanted to make comment on this because many of you may be feeling this and not really know what to do with it. And I'm going to give you a tip today as to how to really bridge this gap between sort of where you were in your life, maybe where you're stuck, and where you really want to go, and where you really want to thrive and be alive in your life. So I don't know how many of you read your horoscope or read the horoscope. I'm not really much of an astrologer, but I have heard that astrologers are saying that we're shifting from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius. And so the Piscean age is sort of where we're in this sort of internal battle between our lower self and our higher self, our shadow and our light, and we're in this battle of balancing. But the Aquarian age is when we actually are rising above and we're coming more into sort of spiritual awareness and awareness of the soul and the heart. And so, this is kind of an amazing thing because we're really beginning for the first time to see that this is shifting out of sort of spiritual groups and religious groups to really mainstream. People are talking more about the soul. You see it in commercials. You see people saying, really sort of recognizing that there's a part of them that's more than just the one who they send to work and are in survival. They're actually realizing that there's this quality that needs to be nurtured within them. And just for instance, last week I sent out the email saying that we're going to be having our live event. We're going to be doing this wonderful live event in May, and it's an open sort of way of transformation, and all the energy work that I teach in the school I'll be teaching there. And we've had hundreds of people sign up already, and there's still room, there's still openings in the program, but people are coming from all around the world too. It's amazing. We're not just seeing just all the local people, we're seeing people really wanting to do this type of work, really wanting to step in. And I don't know if maybe you're also feeling this sort of stirring in your heart. But I want you to recognize, and in your sort of sense of there's a movement, there's a sort of the shift going on. But I want you to know that you're not alone. And most people are beginning to feel this shift going on within them. They're starting to feel like there's something deeper going on than just sort of making money and surviving, but they don't really know what to do with it. And so one of the things is the telltale signs of the shift going on is that you're sort of okay with the work that you're doing, even though you don't really feel, really confident in it, or that this is the right thing for you. It's a really long-term thing, and you're okay with sort of having a boss they don't like that much, and you're struggling, and you're okay with struggling. You've realized the consciousness is you've been okay with that, and now you're not. All of a sudden, you're realizing that you're looking more for more fulfillment at work. You're looking more for a career rather than a job that just makes money. Or maybe you're in relationships and you've realized that you've sort of settled for relationships that aren't really healthy for you, aren't really that fun. Maybe they're financially secure or safe, but there's no emotional connection, and you're really beginning to feel like, I'd like to have that deeper emotional connection. I'd like to be in a relationship that's really strong and healthy and loving and playful. Or maybe it's your health. Maybe you haven't been eating very well. Maybe you drink or you smoke or you do something and you don't even know why you do it anymore. You just do it because, well, your friends, the people you hang out with do it, and so you do it. But you begin to feel your consciousness is like, wow, I'm beginning to feel like when I do this, doing this behavior, this eating process that I have, the way I take care of myself, I don't have enough energy to really live the life and have the joy and be in and go to work with all kinds of energy and be in a relationship in a healthy way. And so what I wanted to sort of talk to you about is that I too in my 30s and my 40s were really looking for this sort of like, I began to sort of notice, what have I got to do this? And I tried lots of things. But the patterns were pretty hard to break, because those patterns I thought were who I was and who I was supposed to be, and that's what everybody does, right? But deep inside of me, my soul quality in me, this shift, this movement that's going on in us, is beginning to shift us from sort of old patterns, traditional patterns, to new patterns in our lives. And then, and so after in my early 40s, I found energy medicine, and I learned, and I went to energy medicine school, and then I started my own school, the Rhys Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine, and I discovered that that there's an amazing way that we all can make this shift. And I'm going to share with you one of the core elements of how we make this shift, and it's a very simple thing. You have to shift from being against what's not working in your life to being for what you truly want deep down inside. And I know this seems kind of obvious, like, well I got to stop being against things and start being for things. But the mind, the cerebral cortex, isn't really designed to be for things. It's designed to protect you. And so the heart, on the other hand, is for. And so what you want to really make sure that you do is you want to make sure that you are sharing what you're for in the world. And there's also a belief, I think, especially in spiritual circles, that you're supposed to close one door before you open another door, because you can't open that other door until you close this door. I think that's a lie. I think what you do is you don't worry about this door anymore. You say, well, that's some pretty bad behavior over here. And you just open this door and you go through it. And when you go through that door, this door is left behind. And so you don't have to go into battle with things. And when you're against something, when you resist something, the old saying is, whatever you resist persists. And when you resist something, when you're against something, you go into battle with it. And when you go into battle with something, it comes back into battle with you. And so if you're in battle at work, then your work's at battle with you. And you will stay in that pattern. You will stay in that battle for a long time. And you won't be able to get out of it because you don't see anything but the battle. And the same thing in relationships, and the same thing with your health. And so the question is what are you for? If you're against your work, or you're against your relationship, or you're against your health, you just live in this constant battle and you can't get out of it. And that battle is what you become conscious of, is what you're trying to get away from. And so when you're for something, when you're for a good relationship, the key is, it's not sort of asking for what you want from them. So if I tell them, I want this or I want that, what you have to be really careful of is sometimes we ask, especially when we're against things, we ask for what we're against. And so we ask for someone to not do this, if can you not do that, or can you not do this, or I'd really, why don't you, stay away from me, or do whatever it is. And when you ask for what you don't want, amazingly what you get is what you don't want. You get what you don't want. And so if you ask for what you don't want, you get what you don't want. On the other hand, if you ask for what you want, you will get what you want. Now, a lot of people think, well, I'm asking for what I want and I'm not getting it. But you didn't ask the right way. Learning how to make this shift from being against to for is not just a mental shift. The mental world is against. The emotional world, the world of action, is for. And so if you're for a more loving relationship, then you show up with love. You bring that love. If you're for a better career and more enthusiasm and more enjoyment at work, you bring an enthusiastic person who sees that this is my career. And if you're for better health, if you're for living better, you will literally go out and buy food that supports you, rather than say, I'm not going to eat those Cheetos. Even though I bought them, I'll wait for those for this special moment. Rather than they don't even have them in your house. You're for. So you actually, when you're for something, you bring that to the world. And so what you literally ask for what you want by being what you want. And this is literally the shift that's going on in the world. People are beginning to realize that you can't complain and kvetch and say, I wish that would happen, I wish this were going on, and that shouldn't be happening, and these are bad people. You have to bring to the world the person that you know that you are on the inside. This is the movement. And if you want to be part of this movement, and you want to be part of this movement with a couple of hundred very cool people. Think about coming to my event. Work on your schedule. Get yourself free on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of May, and come out. I'm trying to. The event is going to be bigger than ever, and it's absolutely free if you click the button below and sign up now. And for the next 50 people that sign up for in the program, you're going to be getting you're going to be sent a DVD that summarizes my profiles. And so I hope you all take advantage of this and get this. When you sign up, you'll be asked for you'll be giving your address, and we will send you this DVD as a summary of sort of what goes on in the profiles. It's an awesome little gift that I'd love to give all of you, and it's also going to remind you that this is another tool, and if you come to the event and it's like a jump start into getting the tools you need to make that shift from sort of living your life in that sort of battle with the world to where you are living the life you have dreamed of every day, because you dream it up and you bring it to what you do. And you know that if you keep bringing this wonderful person to a world that doesn't necessarily want you, there's going to be somebody else that's going to want that. And so you deserve that kind of energy. This movement in the world, you're part of. And I want to support you in getting all the tools you need to live everything you want to live in your life. So I hope to see you in May, and all you need to do is click the button below and you are signed up. I'll see you then.